Hi guys, Jesby in the UK, shooting this update video for you on the 8th of April. It's 10:23 PM. Just wanted to flag up that what I spoke about in one of the other videos I put out about so many people in theory thinking, oh, I'll come out of Proof of Weak Hands 3D and go into all these other new ones that are cropping up. As you may well know, Proof of Weak Math was in 4th place. It never went above 4th, and at one stage it had 4,000 ether in the contract. You can see now 395, so people are still bailing out of that one. This locked in also is on a downward trend. Proof of Japan down to something like 36 ether now. But what we had been speaking about was obviously the potential for a scam, and sure as we would start talking about that, then this particular one, Power of Bubble, which one YouTuber in particular was flagging up, oh, it's going to be the next thing, and was blatantly sort of pushing people to jump over to it, blah blah blah. Quite a clever little scam really, because basically what they did was set the site up, geared it up like a sort of an ICO. There was even a countdown timer so that, you know, everyone knew minute that reached 0, jump in with your ether and everything. And sure enough, what had they done? They'd rearranged the smart contract that the minute that happened and everybody started wading in, they shut it all down. The Discord channel was gone, the social media things, the site, well, as you can see, the name's still registered, but there is no site for it. And I think it had just over 220 something odd ether in there, so it's around about $87,000 of people's money that they've just buggered off with. It's a shame, because something like that happening doesn't do the space any good, but the warnings were there, guys. You know, countless people are saying just avoid all of these clones, because the scammers will come. They see something like, you know, the Proof of Weak Hands 3D, the success it's having. Of course they're going to think, right, we'll set something up like that, and now this is the opportunity again to pull a fast one on people, and that's exactly what they've done. But as you can see on the DAT radar, Proof of Weak Hands 3D is still in first position. There has been a little bit more of a sell-off, nothing too dramatic, and it's certainly not down as low as when we had the big sell-off, you know, a couple of days ago. So there's still close to 13,000 ETH in there, and on average, average daily users is over the 3,000. So still encouraging. Watching a few other videos out there from some other sort of YouTubers who are actively in the program. There is talk about potentially seeing a rise going into early next week. Could be once the weekend's out of the way, people might start seeing that there's nothing else on the horizon at the minute. But if you look at crypto generally, you know, it is a sideways market at the moment. Everything from, you know, Bitcoin to Ethereum to Litecoin, you name it. You look at Bitcoin, it's just sort of bobbing up and down at the minute. It seems to be within that sort of a $6,000 to $7,000 range, and it's been like that for quite a while now. So we kind of do need to see that turnaround on Bitcoin, because then obviously by default everything else sort of follows it, and Ethereum would then hopefully rise as well, which I think would give even more impetus to people to get involved in an Ethereum-based program that's actually giving you dividends back in Ethereum that you can put into your wallet, rather than the traditional thing we see in ICOs where you're basically earning a token or a coin and then you've got nowhere to take that, if you see what I mean, even on what they're paying you out as a dividend. So if we go to the main site here, the main purpose of doing this is yesterday I came in and I think it was around about $3 and odd, and I said I wouldn't really bother until there was 5 in there. So let's just do a quick refresh, see where we are. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's gone up a little bit. So yeah, we've got 0.0157 ether, roughly around about $6.23. So it's over the 5. So I'll quite happily shift that over to my MetaMask wallet, which I've been doing over the last few days. As I said, didn't bother yesterday. So where are we at the moment? We're on 41.71 there. So yeah, let's do the withdraw. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that to do a withdrawal, you don't lose out on, if you buy tokens or you sell them, there's a 10% sort of tax which is taken off, and basically that is then distributed amongst all the holders, and that's how we're getting the dividends basically. So if the market's moving up, excuse me guys, or moving down, those people selling and buying, etc., we're earning the dividends off of that. When you do a withdrawal, all you're going to pay is a small fee in cents, which is a gas fee, just to transfer the money over to your wallet. So let's hit withdraw. As usual, as we've said before, you'll get the little pop-up, so you have got the option there if you want to reinvest. I know some people are looking to just stack any dividends and reinvest it, but as I've said before, my plan with this, as long as it's sort of going at the moment, is basically just to take the dividends out, because, you know, whilst there's scores on the door, they're not actually in my wallet, so I'd rather just stack them up in my MetaMask wallet, and then, you know, I've got the choice then if along the line I want to put some back in and buy some more tokens, or I actually just want to send that over to my Exodus wallet. So yeah, sorry, let's stop waffling and let's go. As I say, always tend to push the gas price up, guys, or otherwise it can sit there for ages doing nothing. Normally between 3 and 6, I always tend to go for 6 because it's so cheap anyway. So that's 6 cents. That's sorry, 16 cents. That's going to cost. Hit submit. And there we go, and its withdrawal request has been transmitted to the blockchain awaiting confirmation. Usually does not take very long at all. Whilst I'm just waiting for that to happen, let's look at the charts. So we go to the Proof of Week Hands 3D charts. Let's scroll down. There we go. So yeah, you can see this is the last hour. So we can see why we're getting a little bit more down. There seems to have probably been a few more sell transactions coming in than there were buys, but there were enough buys coming in to shore that up, so it wasn't any sort of a very fast downward trend. You had a bit of a larger candle there, but generally sort of still sort of steady. But as we said before, it is very much a sort of a sideways market at the moment. If you look at the 1 day. From where we were at its peak, 19. Where are we? Doesn't want to do it now, but around about 19,792, and the massive sort of sell-off we witnessed on the 5th, and then we had a little bit of a climb up, sort of leveled, gone down a fraction today. But still, yeah, still holding its own. As I say, I mean, the main resistance mark we had was obviously 11,000, which would be around about here. So, yeah, looking at that, we're still quite a way off anyway. But yeah, if you listen to some of the other people involved in it out there, they're quite confident we should see some sort of a pickup going into early next week. Obviously, can't guarantee that, but there's enough positives going on at the moment, talking about what the developers are coming up with next, and potentially a bonus of some description, although we don't know quite what at the moment, for those holders of the actual token. So for those of us who braved it out, didn't sell off or anything, not that, you know, I had huge amounts in there to worry about, but I wasn't going to be selling my tokens off the other day, even during that massive sort of crash. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's coming along. But let's go back to the exchange. If we go to holdings, let's do a refresh. Let's hopefully see. There we go. Yeah, zeroed that out. And if we go to my wallet, which was at $41 before, there you go, guys. Yeah, $47.83 now. So that's $6.80 odd has gone through. So, you know, that's the name of the game for me at the minute. I'm taking the actual dividends out, stacking them up in my MetaMask wallet, letting this ride out. Hopefully, if we get that sort of pick up on the coin next week, or whether it's the week after, and we can see the actual price of the P3D token rise, at some stage I might look to sell a little bit of that off if I can take some profit. For instance, if the coin price was to rise, you know, at least 100% or 200% in value, certainly at 200%, it might be worth risking a few, you know, selling off a few tokens just to see some extra rewards come back in, as it were. But long term with this one, if I can keep doing it, if I get that to $100, then that was my only kind of out of pocket expense, if you like, for this, because the other $300 I brought in was actually profit from another program. I actually did a very small stake early on with the Monetize ICO, and I did very well out of that, guys, because I got in very early with it. So I just cashed out on some of what I had over at Monetize. I felt a little bit bad in a way, but you can't just remain that loyal to just one platform. It's like, well, the profit was there for me to take. I wanted some extra to put into this program. Could that end up costing me, or it might be a decision I might later regret? Possibly, but it's kind of house money. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, with the MetaMask thing, I need, what, another $53. So if I can get the other 53 in there, that's kind of the $100 back, and then the 300 we'll just see, because then depending on what goes on with the coin could mean I could cash out, claw some of that back, even if I took another 150 in profit, if you see what I mean. And yeah, just keep it running. But that's my sort of strategy with it. Do look over some of the other videos on the channel, and obviously there are some sort of early videos that will explain the whole concept about this. If this is the first video you're watching, this is more for those who have already followed some of my videos, and I'm just showing you doing another withdrawal basically on the dividends. But there's stacks of videos out there, guys, to help you with this. Loads of them will be fairly positive about it. There's going to be some that are going to call it a scam, Ponzi, don't get involved. But, you know, watch them all. That way you can hopefully make an informed choice of what you want to do. If you do want to do it, my link is below, the Masternode link. And again, you can pick that up with any other YouTuber that's in the program. Do avoid Googling for a link or anything like that, because you could get a link to a phishing site which will basically look the same, take your deposit, and that's the last you'll see of it. So be careful. And I would recommend also watching the video from the Crypt, where he went through, it's an hour and 10, it is a bit long, but he went through explaining the whole principle of this smart contract, and yeah, that it is a legitimate sort of safe blockchain contract basically that can't be altered. But again, you know, with crypto and the whole crypto space things, don't just take everything as a given or read. Potentially, none of us know, you know, these things could just disappear and whatever else, but that's why I always say don't put any money into here, don't risk mortgage money, your rent money, or worry money. It literally be, you know, whatever you're putting in has to be something that, you know, you might go down to the cinema to watch a movie, or you're going out for a meal or something like that. You don't want it being worry money, folks, so don't get involved basically if you're thinking of putting money into any of these sort of crypto things, if it's going to be that sort of a stress deal for you. It's just not worth doing, guys. Okay, well anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I've not waffled on for too much. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. I won't be offended. And that's it for now. Cheers, guys. Speak to you soon.